Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to do a video here on the trade that I made today where I reaped a whopping 0.84%, but I thought it was an overall good setup. Ended up probably could have made about 2.5% on the trade, but I stuck to my plan, and it just so happened that I got out a little bit earlier before a nice little pop in the market, but I just wanted to go ahead and talk through it. So this trade was on SVXY. If you're not familiar with SVXY, it is an ETF. It loosely trades on the S&P 500, gives you some short exposure to the S&P 500 VIX short-term futures. So it is influenced by volatility in the market as well. So when you're seeing big swings in volatility and kind of market downturns in the market, you will see big swings in SVXY as well as its inverse UVXY. But we just wanted to go ahead and dive into this trade. Here we're currently on the 4 hour, so here we have Monday's day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then today, Thursday. I did take a position on Monday, more of like a long to see us move back up here towards the $69 mark. I just had a feeling we were coming down here near this support around the $64 mark, and I wanted to go ahead and take on a position for a potential move back higher. You can see we got that move back higher on Wednesday, and then we dipped right back down here Thursday morning. And I was kind of, mad at myself for not taking it off the table around here at 66. I got in at 64.72, and I noticed that we were getting kind of weak come late Wednesday. We actually sold off into the close, so I was kind of kicking myself there. Just really a learning moment for myself. But then went ahead and took a position today, and that's what I really just wanted to show you guys. It was a small position from $63.73 up to $64.27 for a grand total of 0.84% on the trade. So definitely not a big gainer, but really it without the news coming out in regards to the confidence to basically contain the coronavirus, I feel like this trade may have swung in a different direction to the downward side, or it could have if I let it go. So here's the chart for SVXY today. This is the 1 minute, so you can kind of see what we were working with here. We started pretty high, set in a low for the day down here around 63.27, set in a lower high up here at 64. We'll call it 64.50, so we did not break the previous high, which kind of sparked a little bit of worry for me based on the longer position that I had. And we came down here, and that's when we set in our higher low, and so that kind of gave me some assurance that this could be heading back up. I knew that we were going to be having some economic data come out around 1 p.m., so I wasn't too concerned. I was figuring that the economic data would be good as far as growth goes, so I was willing to hinge on that for this play. And it was on this little pop, and then the decline back down is where I got out. So if we look a little bit closer, I got in right around here at 63.73. So I'll go ahead and mark that as the entry point. It traded up, and for a little bit we couldn't break through that 64 mark, and it looked as if we were going to come back down, setting in another lower high. But we saw a nice little spark in the market, and we moved back up, and then we started selling back down, and that is where I got out just before the announcement that the Chinese felt as if they had the virus contained, and that the concerns should be subsided for now. And so I really just missed it by about 20 minutes. and at that point it really just took on the market. You can see there were a couple little hiccups along the way, but we really finished out the day pretty strong, right around that $66 mark again. Now I do still have my longer position, so I didn't totally miss out on that. But as far as that small little day trade, it could have been a bigger game, but that is a-okay. Now I really made this trade using the S&P 500 futures, and it just because it's a little bit clearer to me, the levels are a little bit clearer to me, and so it makes it easier to trade. So here you can kind of see relatively the same thing that we are just seeing on SVXY. So here was the start of the day trading, and you can again see here was our high for the day, right around the 32.64 mark. Okay, and then we came down, set in our lows at 32.40. Again, this was based off of a support right in here, dating back to just a couple days prior. So it made sense that there was support there. And then diving back into it, I know I'm jumping around a little bit here, just wanted to show that to you. So there was our bounce, nice clean bounce. Here was our lower high, and then our higher low. Again, this is what kind of struck me as, okay, this is a good point to get in. Bought in, knew that there was going to be some resistance around 32.52, but I figured if we start making a lower low, then I'll go ahead and cancel or close out the position. And what I was really looking at here was this downward trend, which you can't really see on SVXY, but I liked it on the futures. It lined up very well, and so this is what I was trading on. This was the price. I wasn't even looking at SVXY when I bought it. I was looking at the futures and then traded based off the futures for my SVXY trade. And so this is where I sold my position. We hit that mark. It looked as if we might pop through it for a couple of minutes, and then we started selling back down, and I think I got out. It was right around 130. And again, just a small, less than 1% gain, but I thought it was a good trade. I knew I had this plan in mind that if we were not to break this upper bound on this next go around after setting a higher low, that we might go weak into the rest of the day, the final hour and a half trading. And for a brief moment in time, you can see I actually was correct. When you see we hit this downward trend and we started selling off for a good 10 minutes, we dipped down roughly 5 points here on the futures, and it wasn't until the you can see the volume spike. It wasn't until the news came out that we really saw this lift. So again, for my longer term position, that was good news. But for my overall trade today, it kind of made me look a little foolish, but that's okay. Either way, I made some money and I felt more confident as a trader, and that is really what it is about, coming up with your plan, sticking to it, whether you are right or you're wrong. This easily could have flopped over and I could have lost money pretty easily. If this trade didn't work out, you're not going to be right 100% of the time. No trader is. If they tell you that they are lying, or they just know something that nobody else knows, and I'm sure that they wouldn't tell you anyway. But again, it really just helps to build your confidence when you have your plan and you stick to it. Yeah, I missed out on some money, but that's okay. Overall, I felt that it was a good trade. So, if you guys have any good trades or some trades that you are wanting to take on, and maybe you're having a little bit of difficulty understanding the chart, or you just want another fresh pair of eyes to look at it, let me know. You can just comment the ticker and what maybe your potential idea for it is, and I can take them and put them into a video and just do my own analysis on them, my own unbiased analysis on them. Sometimes, when you're looking at a stock and you really want to get in, you'll make things appear that really aren't there as far as supports and resistances, and giving yourself kind of a false confidence that the price may go up and you may be making a whole lot of money. So that is just my 2 cents. I hope you guys found this video somewhat helpful. I know I was kind of jumping around a little bit, but hopefully you guys were able to grab something out of it. So thank you guys for watching.